I've entered in contests at different times just for fun. There's kind of a gothic thread through these that you'll notice. Probably there's always somebody dying, but I hope you enjoy them. I think I'll enjoy a break from poetry. This first one was a 100-word story. It's called The Method Actor. Danny turned up his collar to fend off the biting wind as he headed down the alley toward the stage door. Entering the theater, he gave a cursory nod to Jasper, the custodian. Jasper watched Danny disappear into his dressing room. Kid wants to make it so bad, he muttered to himself, retracing the mop's wet path over the backstage hardwoods. Danny did want desperately to make it. For weeks, he had absorbed the tragic character Dargon, practicing the shallow, invisible breathing the death scene required. Critics called Danny an overnight success. Jasper found his body backstage the next morning. I had a friend who did the play Tuesdays with Maury. He was Maury, and he tragically passed away like shortly after the play run ended. And that's where I got the idea. I think, man, he absorbed the character too much. Okay, this next one's called The Leave Taking, 250-word flash fiction. Isn't there any such thing as just a back rub? Kelly thought to herself, somewhat irritated, when Joel's large calloused hands traveled down her spine and over her buttocks to their familiar destination beneath her. She was careworn from the work week and the long drive the night before. She had come to the cabin on a whim, hoping to be soothed by the gentle lapping of waves along the seawall and the comfort of happy memories. Even though winter was hanging on with a death grip, Callie thought the time right for her return to the lake. Although she taught college in Kansas City and Joel worked construction in St. Louis, they had shared many weekends in this idyllic setting where the land, air, and water virtually teemed with life. "Think I'll go drop a hook and catch us some supper," Joel would say as Callie looked up from her novel to wave. En route to the boat, he handed her a beer, dripping ice onto her sun-soaked thigh. Those had been glorious weekends. But at this precise moment, Callie struggled to find the mood. Still groggy, she sighed and rolled over. Joel seemed especially urgent tonight, his thrusts harder and rougher than usual. Still, the moment, as always, was sweet, and afterwards she fell back into a sound sleep. Later, Callie awoke to a world of white. A freak April snow blanketed the deck beyond the sliding glass doors. In the mirror on the opposite wall, she caught sight of her naked body against the rumpled sheets. Joel was here? She puzzled. The drowning had happened so long ago. Callie turned again to feel cold air groping through one slightly open door. Then she saw, leading from the deck to the water's edge, footprints in the snow.